On July 20, 1969, Neil Armstrong descended a ladder and set foot on the moon. His words, "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind," echoed across the globe. In that moment, humanity became a spacefaring species. The moon, once a distant light, became a place we could visit. Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin's footprints marked the triumph of human curiosity and ingenuity. The universe suddenly felt closer, more within our reach. 650 million people watched, united in awe. For a brief moment we were all citizens of Earth, sharing in a singular achievement. The moon landing became a symbol of hope and possibility. It proved we could overcome immense challenges through determination and innovation. The Apollo program inspired a generation to dream bigger and pursue science and engineering. This achievement didn't just open the door to space, it opened our minds to what else might be possible. The moon was no longer just a symbol, it was a destination. The impossible had become reality. Humanity's first step on another world changed our perspective forever. The legacy of that leap continues to inspire us to reach further. The journey to the moon was just the beginning. The moon mission began as a response to the Cold War's fierce competition. The Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik and Yuri Gagarin's flight put America behind in the space race. President John F. Kennedy knew the nation needed a bold goal. On May 25, 1961, he declared America would land a man on the moon and return him safely before the decade's end. At the time, the U.S. had only 15 minutes of human spaceflight experience. Kennedy's challenge was a leap of faith, meant to unite the country and showcase American ingenuity. The moon became the ultimate finish line in a race for global leadership. NASA was given the resources and mandate to achieve this audacious goal. The challenge ignited a fire in scientists and engineers across the nation. Kennedy's vision was about more than beating the Soviets. It was about pushing the boundaries of human achievement. His promise set in motion one of history's greatest mobilizations. The world watched as America reached for the stars. The stage was set for an incredible journey. The space race was on, and the stakes had never been higher. The moon was now within reach. Reaching the moon required unprecedented innovation. Hundreds of thousands worked on Project Apollo, designing every piece of the mission's complex machinery. The Apollo spacecraft had three main parts: the command module Columbia, the service module, and the lunar module Eagle. The Saturn V rocket, taller than a 36-story building, provided the power to escape Earth's gravity. Its 5 F-1 engines generated more thrust than 85 Hoover dams. Every component, from the heat shield to the spacesuits, was a product of relentless problem-solving. The Apollo guidance computer, using cutting-edge integrated circuits, made precise lunar landings possible. Building Apollo meant solving problems no one had faced before: navigation, radiation, and life support in deep space. It was a symphony of science and engineering, all working toward one goal. The result: a spacecraft capable of carrying humans to another world and bringing them home. The tools of Apollo were triumphs of teamwork and ingenuity. They made the impossible possible. The journey to the moon was built on the shoulders of countless innovators. The path to the moon was marked by tragedy. On January 27, 1967, a fire during a test killed astronauts Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee. The nation was shocked and the Apollo program halted. NASA faced hard questions. Was the risk too great? Was the dream worth the cost? Instead of giving up, NASA chose to learn and improve. Investigations revealed design flaws, flammable materials, faulty wiring, and a hatch that couldn't open quickly. The pure oxygen environment proved deadly. NASA overhauled the spacecraft, replacing materials, redesigning the hatch, and making safety the top priority. The tragedy forced a culture of meticulous attention to detail. The Apollo 1 crew's sacrifice was not in vain. Their loss led to safer missions and a renewed commitment to astronaut safety. The program emerged stronger, more focused, and determined to succeed. The lessons of Apollo 1 shaped every mission that followed. The road to the moon demanded resilience and humility. Tragedy became a catalyst for progress. The dream endured, now safer and wiser. The journey continued, honoring those who gave everything. On July 16, 1969, Apollo 11 launched atop the Saturn V. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins began their historic journey. After 3 days in space, Collins orbited the moon, while Armstrong and Aldrin descended in the Eagle. Armstrong took manual control, landing with seconds of fuel left. "Houston, Tranquility Base here, the Eagle has landed." Relief and celebration swept the world. Armstrong and Aldrin spent 2.5 hours exploring, collecting samples and setting up experiments. They planted the American flag and left the first human footprints on another world. The moon was no longer unreachable. Humanity had arrived. After their moonwalk, Armstrong and Aldrin returned to the Eagle. The ascent engine fired perfectly, reuniting them with Collins in lunar orbit. The crew set course for Earth, watching their home grow larger in the window. The overview effect gave them a new appreciation for our fragile planet. Re-entry was the final test. The heat shield held, and parachutes slowed their descent. On July 24, 1969, Columbia splashed down safely in the Pacific. The world erupted in celebration. The astronauts were heroes, welcomed home with parades and cheers. They spent weeks in quarantine just in case. Their journey united the world in wonder. They returned as ambassadors of a new cosmic perspective. Apollo 11's legacy endures. It inspired generations to pursue science and engineering, fueling innovation far beyond space travel. Technologies from Apollo, microchips, fire-retardant materials, medical imaging, transformed everyday life. Photos like Earthrise changed how we see our planet, small, fragile, and shared. This new perspective helped spark the environmental movement. Apollo proved humans could live and work in space, paving the way for the International Space Station and future missions. Today's Artemis program stands on Apollo's shoulders. The story of Apollo 11 is about curiosity, courage, and unity. It reminds us our potential is limited only by our dreams. The footprints on the moon may fade, but the inspiration endures. Apollo's giant leap continues to call us to explore. The journey to the stars goes on.